right, hello everyone, and thank you for joining our webinar for the APF NextGen PSA Competition. My name is Sadia Malik, and I'm the project lead for NextGen, which is the youth program here at APF. And I'm joined by another one of our Leadership Council members, Saba, so I'll hand it over to her to quickly introduce herself.
Hi everyone, my name is Saba. I'm on the Leadership Council and also part of the Next Gen team organizing this competition. So we're really excited to have you all be part of it and hope you guys this webinar clears up any questions.
Yeah, so on the next slide, I firstly wanted to start by explaining what NextGen is. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with APF, know what we're talking about when we mention NextGen or the LC. So essentially, under the American Pakistan Foundation, we have the Leadership Council or LC, which is comprised of a group of like-minded individuals where we focus on various initiatives or sectors, if you will, to enhance the Pakistani American diaspora. So some of these initiatives include civic engagement. Another one is APF1, which is professional development. And now we have a youth program as well, which is known as NextGen. And so as part of this NextGen initiative, we're excited to launch our first official project, which is this PSA competition. So on the next slide, just to give you a brief overview of what this PSA competition is basically we're having PSAs compete from all across the nation to collaboratively hold an event with APF to raise awareness and educate your organizations about some aspect of Pakistani culture or history. So these events could really be any event your PSA already plans to host. So it could be those Chai Chat nights, those Ludo game nights, the mock shadis, but also adding the collaboration of APF by mentioning our name, our logo, giving an explanation of what we do as well. And in addition to that, we're asking for some materials in the submission form, but more of that to come as we go along with the presentation. On the next slide, um, I wanted to first, before we get into like the nitty-gritty of what exactly we're looking for, I wanted to talk about why we're doing this in the first place. So, firstly, we want to promote and enhance the work and on the flip side, we also want to give and build our resources for PSAs. And I would look at this PSA competition as just a starting point. We are also working to build and create other resources for PSAs as well. Um, and so on the next slide, I wanted to go through kind of the nitty-gritty of what exactly we're looking for and the requirements for consideration for this competition. So so first of all, we need the educational component, as I mentioned. So your event must include some aspect that raises awareness about Pakistani culture. Um, Another thing is attendance, and I don't want this to scare anyone. We welcome PSAs of all sizes and stages of evolution. And so we just ask that you provide the number of attendees or people that you reached and their names and their email addresses, and make sure, you keep track of that information on an Excel sheet as your attendees arrive at your event. And we will be considering the percentage of attendees relative to the total number of PSA members that you have. Um, so we do recommend that you participate even if you are just a PSA starting out. In addition to this, we are asking for an APF acknowledgement since this event would be in collaboration with APF. So we would ask for a mention. We would ask that you display our logo during the event and on promotional materials and flyers. And then we also ask that you include a QR code to follow our APF Instagram page, and all of that will be given to you after you register, which I'll talk about that in a minute. And we have post-event submissions as well, where you will be submitting pictures, videos, a blog post write-up. And so we just recommend that these are very well, you take some time on it because the better the blog post write-up are, the pictures, the videos that you submit, the better we'll be able to evaluate you. So to give you a better understanding on the next slide, I wanted to kind of explain how exactly this works. So first of all, you will register for the competition using the link on our website. And after registering, you will be emailed a submission form. And I cannot stress enough to please look through that entire submission form before planning and prepping for your event so you know what exactly you need. Third thing is obviously to host your event. And the fourth thing is to submit, and I would make sure you have all your materials together so you're ready to do that before you submit. And then finally, our winners will be announced on December 9th. Regardless of the outcome, we're hoping that we can secure some longer term partnerships with PSAs. So there will be more opportunities to get involved and collaborate with us. So please keep that in mind when winners are announced. And then on the next slide, I wanted to talk about the prizes. So for first place, we have $1,500, $1,000 for second place, and $500 for third place. And we will also be showcasing the work with our national network as well on our website and on our social media platforms. So again, as mentioned previously, these PSAs will be recognized on a national level, which is another thing to keep in mind as you are planning. And then on the next slide, so that is pretty much my part of the presentation. I wanted to hand it over to Saba to go through some event ideas of what this could potentially look like.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm just gonna go through some event ideas. Some of you like might already know some of them. Like for example, this first one, mock shadi or mock mehndi. This is I know like a lot of PSAs do this, but it's kind of just like a fun cultural event mimicking like our wedding traditions. So you could have like a bride and a groom, like a fit like a mock bride and groom, and then like maybe like set up like some type of stage, do some like colorful decor, put like some music on. You can do like have people do dances. And then also like I from what I've seen at other like PSA, sometimes they have like mehndi booths or like food stalls. I know like there's so many like places that like cater like chaat or faluda and stuff like that. So like if you have the means to do that, like definitely it doesn't have to be anything super grandiose, but just something fun for like students to get together and just celebrate like our cultural traditions. So next slide. And then another is like a game or a trivia night. I think this could be like really fun. Another like social event opportunity. So you could use like Ludo, Carom, or any like other traditional game, with members of your PSA. Another thing you could do is like a trivia night where you could like, do it on like Pakistani history or Pakistani pop culture. And yeah, just like make it like you could provide snacks as well and make it a fun environment. Again, it doesn't have to be anything too lavish. It just has to be like something that like showcases culture and like brings students together. So next slide. And then a chai and chat. I think this would be like a really fun idea because everyone loves chai or like, samosas and stuff. So I think it'd be also nice, similar to like the game night, you could also have trivia games there as well. This could be a really good way to like introduce new students to your club, to your PSA, especially for like our newer PSAs that are just like starting out and don't have like a super big, like are not super established yet. I think it'd be like a really good way to like introduce new students and help people socialize. And then next slide. And then finally, like, a cricket match. I think this could be really fun. If you can like find a day with like nice weather and like arrange students into teams. I've seen like because obviously cricket is usually pretty long. People do like 6 over matches, and then you could maybe make it like tournament style and like have like a little prize or something. But yeah, those are next slide. But yeah, those are just like some ideas, pretty generic ideas, but honestly, you guys can come up with whatever you want. The more creative, the better because, this is a competition. So like we want to see what you guys can like put out there and but yeah, we're really excited to see all the events. Yeah.
All right, and that brings us to the end of the presentation. Thank you all for joining. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out on our website.